Hey everybody, it's Rich from richonmoney.com, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about a very special topic. It is how to find the best location to invest out of state. The secret to picking a location to invest in is simply this. You buy for cash flow and you don't buy in the place that you think is going to appreciate a massive amount. That's it. Buy for cash flow and ditch the appreciation myth. Let me first reiterate who I am. Rich Carey, richonmoney.com. I have a blog. I have this YouTube channel, and I talk about ways that the military can kick ass with money. Retire early, be financially independent, live the life of your dreams. How do you find the best location out of state, right? Out of the place that you are, far away. How do you pick that city where you're going to invest? I'm going to tell you guys right now. The first thing that I want to talk about is what not to do. This is going to go against what most people preach, but guess what? I think most people are wrong. That's why I have my own blog and my own YouTube channel. Most websites are going to tell you, if you want to pick a location to invest and you can't invest where you are, do your research, check the population growth, check the job growth, make sure you have like diversity of jobs, check the median income. There's all this kind of like, make sure it's an awesome up-and-coming city with a low cost of living and that lots of people are moving in. You'll be the one that does all this research and finds this hidden place that others haven't found yet, where there happens to be low cost of living, fast growth, happens to be a diversity in jobs. Guess what? You're not going to be able to do that research and find anything that hasn't been found hundreds of thousands of times by other investors this late in the cycle. What do I mean by that? There's these reports every month, right, that say, here's the hottest new cities to invest in. Like, here's where millennials are moving to, and all this hype around these smaller cities, especially with multifamily real estate. People are just going out to these areas that show this growth, and almost in an overhyped fashion, people are jumping into those areas to invest. Those areas are overfished and they're overpriced. And if you use this method of, I'm gonna do the research and I'm gonna find where the job growth is and the population growth is, and the diversity of jobs is, and like the spot where everyone that's just getting hot now. It's kind of a fallacy that you're gonna find that place before everybody else. And once it's found and people start pouring in and the prices just start raising, it's kind of too late to invest there. That method is not gonna work. Is it gonna work sometimes? Yes. And then other times you're just gonna pay too much, things are gonna plateau, and you might even hit the part of the cycle where we dive down and you've bought at the top. Oh, that'll suck. What do? We're screwed. The common advice doesn't work. So I talked about what not to do. Now I'm going to talk about what you should do. You should buy in areas where you're going to cash flow well. That's simple. Use the 1% rule and the 50% rule to start you off on that. The 1% rule being this: if you buy a house for $80,000, fix it up for $20,000, that's a total price of $100,000. A house should rent for at least 1% or $1,000 of that $100,000 to potentially be a good investment. And that is a 1% rule in a nutshell. And the 50% rule is, if your rent is $1,000 a month, about half of that, about 50% in the end will be your expenses. And you're really only keeping that other 50% as profit. And by the way, that's not including the mortgage. Okay, so you got to think about that. Buying for cash flow. That's what you need to do. Now, how are you going to pick that location? It's based on a hierarchy that I've made. And if you're at the top of this list, that would be the ideal place to invest. And if you're at the bottom, it's the least ideal. And let me list these off. Number one, you're going to invest somewhere where you live now or that's within driving distance of you now. That is the most ideal situation. And probably you can't do that. So let's go to number two. You're going to invest in a place you lived before. If you're in the military like me, a previous assignment, or where you grew up, or where you spent part of your childhood. A place that you know well. You need to have boots on the ground and local knowledge to make cash flow investing work. The third one on the list is a place where relatives, close friends, or trusted confidants live. Now that's just a step below you having lived there yourself. You've got a trusted person in that place that can do some of the legwork for you, that can be there when things go wrong. Number four on this list is place where you plan to retire. If you plan to retire there, it's probably okay that you're gonna have to fly there once in a while to take care of something and fly there to go do a bunch of research and maybe go there a couple of times a year. Well, if you're gonna retire there, then you probably enjoy going there and would have other things to do when you fly there other than just meet with an inspector or something. If you can't do any of these things, then basically you just got to pick the best city based on where you can get the best cash flow and build a team there. Go back to my long distance real estate investing video to get more information on what it would take to do that. So those are the ideal places to invest. Now that you've picked this, it's all about getting cash flow. It's all about buying a property that you can tell from day one based on your research and your math and understanding the expenses and understanding the neighborhoods and understanding the rents and doing your due diligence and doing all these other things. You can tell before you buy it that this house will make money as a rental property. That's what you have to be sure of. And if you can be sure of that, then you're going to make money. Are you going to get massive appreciation? Maybe and maybe not. Go watch my appreciation myth video as well as read the blog post on it, because that'll show you about appreciation and how it's overhyped. And my point is, when you buy for cash flow, you know you're making that cash flow for sure. When you buy for appreciation, it's just like buying an Apple stock and thinking that it'll keep going up because their iPhones are so awesome. You might get lucky and you might not. And that's like the appreciation myth in a nutshell. It may or may not happen. So there you have it, folks. This does not need to be a long, drawn-out YouTube video. I just wanted to get this point across to you. Don't buy for appreciation, buy for cash flow. I'll say it in as many videos as I can with different titles until it sinks into everyone's brain. That is the best way to invest. Now, if this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Don't literally give me a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up down there. That's something that I'll see. Also, hit that subscribe button, and there's even this little bell for notifications. If you hit that bell, then you'll actually know when I come out with a new video. Comment, let me know what your plans are, right? Let me know what you're trying to do and what your challenges have been. This is Rich on Money, signing off.